There has been a long-standing issue with respect to the fake encounters. With respect to the fake encounters. In fact, so much so that we would have also seen in various movies, series, etc. And every now and then there would be some news or the other with respect to encounters, and then the discussion starts whether it was an actual one or a fake one. So, see, understand that encounters can happen, there is no doubt about it. So, encounters may not necessarily be, illegal or extra legal or let's say a crime by the police. No, of course not. But it can be if they were fake encounters. So we'll see what encounters are and what are fake encounters. There are certain terms related to this particular topic which we will also see, and we will also see the decision or the judgment that has come by the Delhi High Court, which has said that there is a requirement of mandatory FIR registration in alleged fake encounters. So we'll see what this judgment is all about. So let's get started. Now, what is the news? The news is with respect to the Delhi High Court's judgment. What has the High Court ruled? It has ruled that the first information report, that is the FIR, must be mandatory. So it is a compulsion, it is mandatory. It is mandatory to register it. Must be mandatorily registered in certain cases. So which are these cases? Cases of alleged fake encounters. You cannot call them fake encounters because these are just allegations. That is why, which may be true or may not be true. That is why alleged fake encounters, which will reinforce what? Legal accountability of the police force. So what is to happen? What is the possibility why this decision has come in? Because see, let's say there is a criminal, and the criminal tries to run, takes the gun of one of the police officer and tries to shoot, and in self-defense the police shoots back, so the criminal is dead. Now this is an encounter which has happened. This is one of the forms of encounter that has happened. The criminal tried to shoot in self-defense, the police also shot and the criminal died. That is an encounter, and no punishment for that because it was done in self-defense. At the same time, the criminal was running away and trying to threaten the life of the people involved over there. But sometimes it can so happen is deliberately, in movies also you might have seen deliberately when the criminal has been transferred from one place to the other, so they will get him out of the car, the jeep, and ask him to run. Ask the criminal to run. Him, her, or they to run. And once they start doing it, they will shoot from at that person's back. Now, this is a fake, and this is an example of a fake encounter because the criminal was not running. The criminal was forced to run and then shot dead. So this is also a possibility, and this is the fake encounter. Now we don't know which is which is not. So till previously, as such, now it is being said that any such thing happens, so there can be a complaint. Ki boss, you did a fake encounter. So once that happens, police cannot brush it aside and say no, that person was a criminal, shot us, we retaliated, this, that. Whatever it is, even if that is the case, still FIR has to be registered. Now, what is the importance of this? The importance of this is when FIR is registered for this alleged fake encounter, an entire separate investigation will go ahead. Or else what would have happened? Whatever the criminal with respect to whatever case was going on, it will be in that file a small paragraph that the criminal tried to escape, and that is it. The criminal was trying to shoot, we shot back, the criminal died, that's it. But here, since an FIR is mandatorily required to be registered, it forms basically a new case, and then this would be investigated. So basically, when the Delhi High Court is saying that FIR must be mandatorily registered, what Delhi High Court is saying is that mandatorily investigation should happen, and after investigation, whatever the outcome, whether it was fake or not, will be decided. So that is the judgment all about. Now, what is the background? So there was a petition which was filed, which was challenging It was challenging what? The direction, a previous judgment which directed the registration of FIR against police officers. So already this was there. This petition in the Delhi High Court was to challenge that only, which required, which directed. Now earlier it was just the direction of filing of the FIR against the police officers involved in the death of a man during an alleged encounter. So it was a directive given in one particular case, right? So against which in Delhi High Court petition was filed that no, it's not required, whatever. But then Delhi High Court made it even more stringent and now has said that it is mandatory to do so in all the alleged fake encounter cases, not just this specific one. Okay. Now, so further background of the case, if you see, SDM's inquiry report is there that no, it was fired in self-defense. Still, the court says, okay, you still have to file an FIR. Okay, so as to give seriousness to these kind of allegations, basically that is the thing. In this case, might be thoroughly SDM's inquiry report would have been there, but not necessarily in all the cases. And when FIR is there, you need to then close the FIR, you need to investigate in the FIR. So make those provisions stringent with respect to giving seriousness to this fake, alleged fake encounters. What was the previous ruling by the Supreme Court? So the ruling of this Delhi High Court is in sync with the previous ruling of Supreme Court in Lalita Kumari versus State of Uttar Pradesh, where the court emphasized that an FIR must be registered in a complaint, right, which suggests a cognizable offense. So again, it was case specific, but again, case reference can be given and it can be applied, right? But police is a state subject. So again, this is Delhi High Court. So again, police is a state subject, so it may be implemented, not implemented across the state, and people would have to keep on giving petitions after petitions, giving reference to Supreme Court's judgment. So anyhow, in Delhi now, it has been made mandatory. So Supreme Court's judgment earlier was, it emphasized that FIR must be filed or registered if a complaint suggests cognizable offense. Cognizable offense. We will see what are cognizable offense, what are non-cognizable offense, etc. Even if it may eventually lead to closure of the report rather than a charge sheet. Means after filing an FIR, it can so happen that nothing was found out and it is closed. Even if that is the case, even if you are so sure, still FIR has to be registered, and Delhi High Court's judgment is in sync with that. Right. Now, we have heard some term over here, cognizable. So, like that, we'll understand other terms also: non-cognizable, bailable, non-bailable, compoundable, and non-compoundable. So, first things first, cognizable. Now, cognizable crime are heinous ones, heinous crimes, serious crimes. Right? Basically, the cognizable crimes are those crimes for which the police can arrest the alleged perpetrator without getting a warrant. So, arrests can be made without warrant or court order. Without the court order or warrant. Because these are serious issues. Non-cognizable are the ones in which you will require, it requires warrant, arrest warrant. So when if police comes and you say, where is the warrant? If the crime is cognizable, then there would not be any need of warrant. Okay. Then bailable, of course, where you can get the bail. Non-bailable offences where bail is not allowed. Right, until and unless clearance is given. So there are reasons for that. For example, attempt to murder, bail would not be allowed there. Why? Because it was an attempt to murder. That means the person the criminal tried to kill is still alive. So there is still a threat to that person's life, and this threat, who's the threat? This criminal, which cannot be roaming outside to again try to kill. So it will not be possible. Maybe if a person would have died, maybe then bail would have been granted because the person is dead. Right? So it's quite weird or paradoxical, but that is how it is, and it quite makes sense. Anyway, compoundable and non-compoundable. Compoundable means that need not necessarily lead to punishment. Two parties can intermediate, can let's say reconcile and decide, okay, let's do one thing, no punishment, nothing, you pay me this much and I'll take back the case. Cases of fraud, cheat, this, that can be done by this. So punishment need not necessarily happen, that is compoundable, means if the punishment for that means, let's say 2 years, two parties between whom the case is going on, they can settle it out of court. So out of court settlement is possible. Whereas non-compoundable is where out of court settlement not possible, because these are serious crimes and punishment has to be there. Because crimes, the punishment for crime is not just for the person who has committed the crime or for the relief of the person against whom the crime is committed, but also for the entire society to see, boss, this is what is going to happen if you do this, right? Now, so what's the way forward? In 1997, National Human Rights Commission had written letter to all the chief minister again, because police is a state subject, which stressed the need for proper investigation of extrajudicial killings by the police. That means fake encounter. So this Delhi High Court's decision is a welcome step, you can say. Of course, it will increase the investigation burden, but we need to address that with efficiency, with filling the vacant posts, increasing the number of police officers. Right. Apart from that, one proper way forward here should be, since police is a state subject, other states should also be looking to ensure that fake encounters are investigated and reduced to zero ultimately. All right. Thank you.